Well, everybody, this today's video is going to be movies that I've watched slash rewatch for September, I think September 22nd through October 6th, 2025. So, anyways, no time to waste. Let's get on with the video. Starting with Monday and Tuesday. So, here we go. Good underrated 2017 movie right here. Of course, this is a DreamWorks animated movie from 2017. Oh yeah, this and Captain Underpants are one of the last DreamWorks animated movies to be distributed by 20th Street Fox, or known as 20th Street Studios, before Universal bought the rights to the DreamWorks animation back in 2016. Pretty good sequel to the first Boss Baby movie from 2021. Great 1993 movie right here that has Will Smith, uh, Ian McKellen, and the late Donald Sutherland. March 6th, 1995, so pretty my birthday that year, and 7 years before I was born. And now, let's get on to Tuesdays, so here we go. Definitely one of my all-time favorite 2007 movies right here. Miramax movie, and it's co-made by Paramount Vantage, which they're both from Paramount. Yeah, this movie's now owned by Paramount since Miramax bought the right. Paramount bought the rights to Miramax back in 2020s. If you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely recommend it. So, yep. And I did rewatch this movie 2 weeks ago. Excellent 1988 movie starring Tom Hanks. Um, September 8th, 1995, and the 36th week of 1995. Definitely one of my all-time favorite underrated DreamWorks anime movies from 2000. June 9th, 2000. I did rewatch this movie 2 weeks ago as well. Great 2012 movie right here that has Logan Lumen, Urza Miller, and Emma Watson. And now let's get on to Wednesday and Thursdays. So, anyways, here we go. Starting with Wednesday. Definitely one of my all-time favorite 1992 movies right here. If you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely recommend it. So, yep. July 15th, 1993. And now, here's the sequel, which is this one. And I was gonna rewatch Aladdin King of Thieves, but it was too late for that because of time. But I will rewatch it some other time, so yep. April 9th, 1994. And now, here's this movie right here. And of course, it was a really good Disney live action remake to the original Aladdin, starring Will Smith. Really good 1993 movie that stars the late Val Kilmer and Kurt Russell. Or Kurt Russell and the late Val Kilmer. December 8th, 1994. Okay, get those out of the way. That way I could make some more room here. Still a really good 2017 musical that stars Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron. Okay. let's move on. This is definitely a class. Oh yeah, I did rewatch the two Rescuers movies. Classic 1977 and the sequel that I'm about to show is one of my favorite childhood sequels. So yeah. Anyways, the print date is May 6, 1993. So this is a reprint. But I did pop in a tape but I did pop in a VCR. Still has previews from the 1992 release of this tape. Because it has a pre for Beauty and the Beast at the beginning. So yeah. And here's the sequel. And of course, the sequel is part of my childhood. And a great underrated Disney animated sequel to the first Rescuers movie. Both print dates are May 20th, 1991. And now, let's get on to Sunday and Monday. So, anyways, let's begin. Or, let's continue on. My mistake there? I thought I was going to say let's begin. But it's continued, so. Yep. Good 1999 movie right here. That stars Al Pacino. That I've rewatched on Sunday. After we got home from the cabin and Jasmine Archie's wedding as well. Classic 80s movie right here. That stars Michael Keaton. June 3rd, 1996. And of course, this is an excellent 1993 movie that has Angela Bassett as Tina Turner and Lawrence Fishburne as Ike Turner. And now, let's get on to Monday, so let's continue. Classic 1971 movie that won Best Picture. And the movie stars the late Gene Hackman and Roy Schneider. And of course, the label is dried. But I'll tape it back on soon. Oh, sorry about that. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely recommend it because heard it was the best 1971 movies ever made. Great 1988 movie right here, directed by Frank Oz. And the movie stars Steve Martin and Michael Caine. I don't want to tape. I don't want the tapes to fall down. And great 2003 movie right here that stars Jeff Bridges, Chris Cooper, and Tobey Maguire. Universal movie, co-made by DreamWorks and Spyglass Entertainment. Christmas Eve 2003. And the week in year code's the 52nd week of 2003. And now let's get on to Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. So, yep. And those are the movies that I've rewatched last week, which is the last day of September. Really good 1995 movie starring Kevin Costner and the late Dennis Hopper. December 8th, 1999. And the 50th week of 1999. And I did rewatch this movie last Wednesday. Great 2002 DreamWorks anime movie. And of course, this movie has James Crotwell and Matt Damon as Spirit himself and the narrator. September 19th, 2002. I did rewatch this movie last week. Hilarious 2013 movie right here. From director Rodson Marshall Thrumbo, who also directed Dodgeball and Red Notice. And now let's get on to October 1st, aka the first day of Halloween month, or known as the spooky month, that is. And before I've rewatched this movie, I've rewatched the two Monsters Inc. movies, which is Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. The first one's excellent, and the prequel is great. And of course, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is an amazing 2019 Quentin Tarantino movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Happy 75th anniversary to this beloved franchise last week as well. And this Halloween special is a classic from 1966. September 26, 2001, and the 39th week of 2001. Great 1994 movie right here. That stars the late Brendan Lee. And of course, this is a way better adaptation than the crappy 2019 version because I'm not gonna bother with the 2024 reboot of The Crow, in which I'm sticking with the 1994 version, starring the late Brendan Lee. So, yep. October 9th, 1999. And this tape will be turning 26 in 2 days, so happy 26th anniversary to this tape to be printed. Definitely one of the best movies of 1986. That stars Helena Bonham Carter, Judi Dench, the late Maggie Smith, and Daniel D. Lewis. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. You should check it out because, like I said, it's one of the best movies of 1986. Really good 2006 Halloween movie right here. So, yep. Great horror slash thriller 2001 movie, or great 2001 horror thriller that stars Nicole Kidman. And Justin, as you can see, he watched it a couple days ago. And it's okay in his opinion, so yep. But for me, this is a great horror thriller from 2001 that stars Nicole Kidman, so yep. And now, let's get on to the rest of the week with Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And really good 2010 Disney live-action movie starring Diane Lane and John Malkovich. classic horror movie, or classic horror 70s movie right here, that stars Ellen Bernstein and Max von Schneider, that I rewatched last Friday, which is October 3rd. Pretty good Halloween movie from 2001 that stars Jonathan Lipnicki. January 30th, 2001. And now, let's get on to Saturday. So, let's continue. Excellent 1998 movie starring Ian McKellen and Brendan Fraser. January 20th, 2000, and the fourth week of 2000. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely recommend it. So, yep. And before I've rewatched this movie, I've watched Novocaine, or I've rewatched Novocaine, and I've watched A Working Man starring Jason Statham. Novocaine has Jack Quaid, and of course, a great 2025 movie starring Jack Quaid. And A Working Man is a good underrated 2025 movie starring Jason Statham that I've both watched on Amazon Prime Video. And this movie right here that I've rewatched on Saturday night, hilarious 2004 movie right here that has Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller. And of course, my friend Thomas watched this movie yesterday. And it was a funny 2004 movie, in his opinion, so, yep. Excellent 2008 movie that I've rewatched Saturday night as well, starring Sean Penn. And now, let's get on to the Ghostbusters movies, which I've rewatched them on Sunday. Definitely one of the best movies of 1984. And one of my all-time favorite 80s movie as well. And one of my all-time favorite Columbia Pictures movies as well, too. So, yep. September 29th, 1985. And the 39th week of 1985. And here it is, if y'all could see it. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely recommend it. So, yep. Good sequel to the first Ghostbusters movie from 1989. So, yep. November 7th, 1989, and the 45th week of 1989. Good, underrated reboot to the Ghostbusters franchise from 2016. And if you guys hate this reboot to the Ghostbusters franchise, opinion handled, because, like I said, good, underrated reboot to the Ghostbusters franchise from 2016. Really good 2021 standalone sequel to the Ghostbusters franchise. And I'm not going to bother with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, in which heard's not as good as the first Ghostbusters Afterlife movie from 2021. So anyways, let's continue on with yesterday's movies that I've rewatched. Excellent 80s movie right here. And Jada, if you're watching this is for you. This is your all-time favorite movie starring Cher and Nicolas Cage as well. July 24th and August 7th, 1988. Two more to go, and then we're finished for today's video. Definitely one of my all-time favorite 1996 movies, starring Frances McDormand, William H. Macy, and Steve Buscemi. And if you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely recommend it. So, yep. And finally, here's this last movie. Pretty good 2010 movie that stars Miley Cyrus and Greg Kinnear that I rewatched last night. Well, guys, that's it for today's video, which is movies that I've watched / rewatched for September 22nd through October 6th, 2025. Stay tuned for more videos coming up soon. This is Superman Me 2002. See y'all later, and have a wonderful rest of your guys' Tuesday. So